Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt Kiteboarding. I'm Tucker, and today I'm going to talk with you about a very special wing from F-One that just got released. This is the SK8, spelled SK8. So if you're interested in a brand new foil from F-One that just rips it up in the waves, it's a blast for wing foiling as well. Hang around and check this out. All right, so what we have here is the SK8 from F-One. It is available in a number of sizes, all the way up to, I think 1050 is the largest size. I have the 950 here. This is what I've been riding and just loving. This thing has been a bit of an addiction for me. I've loved the Eagle foils for a long time, so I was a little bit skeptical to try something different in the F-One lineup. Because I am so in love with my Eagle foils, but this SK8 is a solid competitor for a go-to foil for me, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But first, let's get into kind of the nuts and bolts of this foil. As you might guess from the 8 in the name here, this is an aspect ratio of 8 on this foil, so it sits solidly between the 7Cs foil at 7 aspect ratio and the Eagle foil at around 9.5 aspect ratio. If you look at this foil, it is going to look eerily similar to the Eagle. So what we have here is it's a design based off the Eagle design because it is such a phenomenal foil. And what we did is they just kind of chopped off the ends and blunted them a bit, made this wingtip a little fuller here. So to a comparable Eagle foil, this one is about 10 centimeters narrower wingspan because you're kind of hacking off that pointy bit with the winglet. And what you get as a result of that is a little bit looser, more nimble turning, especially in the roll, because you don't have so much wingspan out here kind of holding you from rolling that over. There's not as much leverage needed to roll into a hard banking turn. So very loose, very nimble. If you're an aggressive wave rider wanting to just rip carve turns like nobody's business, this is the foil for you for sure. For me, coming off the Eagle, being such an Eagle lover, as I mentioned, I was a little skeptical. I love the idea that it's based on the Eagle. I love the blunted wingtips. I love the narrower span. But you're always worried about kind of ruining the golden goose, so to speak. You know, don't change anything. It's perfect. Don't change it. So it's great to still have the Eagle in the lineup, but the SK8 is definitely what you want for more critical maneuvers, especially on the wave face in the pocket. If you're going in and out of whitewater frequently, like advanced to pro level riders will be doing, the SK8 does offer you a little bit more performance in that scenario. Now it's always a give and take with foil design. So what are you losing? Well, you're losing a little bit of range on the top end and the low end, I would say. And you're also losing a little bit of glide. Not so much that's really going to bother most people, but enough that you could say, you know, these foils are different enough. They both, you know, warrant a place in the F-One lineup. The Eagle is what you want for rolling swell and downwinders. The SK8 is what you want for breaking critical waves and hard turning high G maneuvers on the wave face. I would say the SK8 doesn't pump quite as well as the Eagle. I think a lot of that is just the component of the glide that's lost, going to a lower aspect ratio. But still, really phenomenal pumper, especially for a foil of this size. I'm 200 pounds and I can easily connect waves on the 950. So really, you know, no big deal. I think it's worth the trade-off for me in breaking waves. I'll also say, if you buy this as a complete plane, so we have the front wing here. If you buy it with a complete plane with the fuselage and the stabilizer, what you're going to get is the new monobloc stabilizer and fuselage. It's one piece. You'll notice it doesn't have that kind of chunky fuselage back here with the screws. It's just one piece, and what that does is it stiffens up this whole connection. It really gives you a faster responsiveness. It lightens it up slightly, and it even beat the price down on a complete stabilizer fuselage combo just slightly. So all good things. The C200 stabilizer, which is what comes on the larger skate sizes, is one that I'm super familiar with. This is my favorite stabilizer on the Eagle, and it comes with the extra, that's 3 X's, short fuselage, which is awesome for the skate. On a foil this size for the Eagle, I would probably be on a double extra large, just for a bit more glide and pumpability. But on the skate, it really pairs well with that narrower wingspan to have a little tighter turning radius, to have a little bit more pitchiness for those really tight critical maneuvers and snaps where you need to redirect more quickly than you would a downwinding scenario. So going a little shorter on the fuselage makes sense. The carving stabilizer, as compared to the downwind, just has a little bit more a bouncy, flowy kind of turn, in and out of turns. It wants to transition quickly into the next turn. So linking hard turns left and right, heel to toe, feels really natural and really agile and dynamic. So I'm really happy they chose this stabilizer for this kit. On the small sizes, the really small sizes, you're going to get a carving 180 stabilizer. So that'll be a little bit smaller, but same kind of idea here on that. All right, so that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. Everything, you know, if you're familiar with the Eagle, foil section and hedral is pretty much identical. So you're just unlocking, you know, a little bit more rolling maneuverability, more surfy kind of a turn than what the Eagle will allow. Personally, I've been super stoked on this. I'm really agonizing over the Skate 950 or the Eagle 890 in my lineup. I've loved the Eagle 890 so much, and that foil is so phenomenal for our conditions, for what I do. But the Skate is a solid contender. I love to ride breaking waves. That's my favorite thing in the world, is to go out when the waves are breaking and rip the waves like a surfboard would, in and out of the white water, in critical sections. Just see how far you can push it, and just make those flowing, ripping turns. The Skate does that. It makes your life easier. It makes those really difficult critical maneuvers better and easier. So for those kind of days, the Skate is the clear choice for me. I'll also say we get a lot of offshore, kind of side shore, just mushy, flat wave kind of days where that glide really matters. So in that, the Eagle starts to make more sense. But for me, I think, you know, if I had to choose one, it'd be the Skate 950, simply because, you know, for the type of performance I care about on the wave face, on those days where it's just cooking and awesome, that's where I'm going to want to be, you know, really focusing. Additionally, I would say the Skate has a bit more performance in freestyle. So when you're jumping, just less wingspan, more pop, coming in and out of the water makes a lot more sense. And then the blunt wingtips for safety is a no-brainer. So on those days where the waves aren't there and you want to go mess around doing some jumps and spins and stuff, this is a really great option. Now, comparing sizes between the Skate and the Eagle. Personally, I started out on the 990 Eagle and then quickly downsized to the 890. I found out, wow, this foil has a great low end. 990 has a pretty big wingspan, and in the waves I'd really like a tighter wingspan so I'm not breaching as much. So I went with the 890, not necessarily because I needed more speed, but more because I wanted to bring in the wingspan. On the Skate, that's not an issue because this has a narrower wingspan than the Eagle 890 anyway. So sizing up just slightly to maintain a good low end, good stall speed on the low end, so that when you're really pushing hard through a turn, when you kind of blow tail and stall a little bit, you can still recover without stalling and falling back down to the board. Winging, you know, free riding around, doing little 360s and jives and tacks and all those cool little tricks. It always just pays to have a little bit more wing under your feet as well. And then lastly, for freestyle, having a wing with a bit more lift, a bit more surface area is just going to give you more pop, easier to recover, you know, re-entering the water so that you can land back on foil. So for me, you know, I think it made most sense to size back up kind of to a point between the 890 and the 990, you know, sort of an in-betweener. And that is what the 950 does for me. So I've been really amped on this. Works surprisingly well in lighter winds as well. It's just so efficient, and once you get it moving and skipping off the water, you know, and starts to lift off, it just builds so much apparent wind. It's so good upwind, so surprisingly capable on the low end as well. So this has been the F-One SK8. I give it 2 big fat thumbs up. If I had a third thumb, I would give that a thumbs up as well. Really amped on this foil. It's been one of my favorite foils I've ever ridden. So nothing but the best things to say. Construction, F1, they always nail it, and this is no exception. I would say, I don't know if they leveled up the construction for this, but it does feel even stiffer than most of their foils, with the connection of the front wings and the fuselage. So I don't know if they've leveled up that construction or not, but it certainly feels like it. Yeah, so if you have any questions, put those in the comment section below. Pick up the phone, call us at the shop, send us a message on our live chat or email, and we'll be happy to help you out. Should have these at the end of April 2023, and hopefully we have enough. But if you know F1 products, you know that, you know, when things get hot, they disappear fast. There's a lot of people that love this brand. So jump on our website, pick up a pre-order now. We'll ship them to you as soon as they arrive. And if we do run out of stock, contact us for an ETA, and we'll be happy to give you all the info that we know and when you can expect to accept delivery when they do come available again. This has been Tucker with Matt Kiteboarding, and we'll see you next time.